DuckDuckGo caught giving special dispensation to Microsoft to allow its tracking. Peter's going to tell us about it on today's Not So Critical update.
So, DuckDuckGo, after some analysis by external researchers, were found to not be blocking Microsoft trackers on part of their platform. And yeah, there was a lot of people talking about this this week. So DuckDuckGo their main product is a search engine that is privacy focused. They don't have any tracks on there. They don't record your searches. They don't, create a profile of you. It's meant to be. They also have a browser, and they have an app, and they do all sorts of different things. They have an email address which strips out trackers, and they have a great repository of data called the DuckDuckGo Tracker Radar, which has got a list of trackers and where they came from, and some really good metadata about all of them. What happened was that somebody was investigating them, and they found that the Microsoft trackers are being allowed through in certain situations and certain parts of their services. And the reason for that is that Microsoft are the biggest search partner for DuckDuckGo. They power a lot of the search results. So when you find something on DDG, Bing is actually doing the searches in the background. And yeah, Microsoft pay for this, I think. Or
Peter, let's dumb it down for me. Is this intentional?
Yes, it's contractual. It is in the contract with Microsoft that DuckDuckGo have to allow them to do this.
So you're telling me that in a swift, overnight, one decision, DuckDuckGo has just broken all credibility.
This has been happening for a long time. They've only just been caught with
Right. Well, yes. Because of this discovery, overnight, credibility shattered.
Yeah, kind of. It's embarrassing. It's very, very embarrassing. There's been the CEO. I forget his name now. I know it's Yeg. What's his name again?
Gabriel Weinberg.
Thank you. He has. This was a really interesting side note for the whole thing. So the story broke on Twitter, and there was a lot of threads about it. And he responded there, and then he responded on Hacker News, and he responded on Reddit. And then at a certain point, he just started posting a link to his tweet to every single person. It was a tweet that kind of went on about the nuances of the situation and like why it was like that, and in what situations the trackers were blocked and other.
So he lost it.
And it was weird to see that's how a CEO works, right? Because he copied and pasted his response, which was just a link to his previous response where it had actual information. I don't know, hundreds of times. It was if you go to his profile as Yeg, Y-E-G-G, and you go to the tweets with replies, you have to hold page down before you get to anything that's not just him responding with a link to that tweet.
He's lost it.
There's a tweet I've been trying to find. I saw it earlier in the day. The initial response was just like, yeah, we're doing this, but it's a contractual thing and we're working on it. And sorry.
Yeah. That doesn't actually change a thing. No, it's so funny being like, but guys, it's just a contractual thing. Yeah. We just agreed to do this with Microsoft, one of the worst offenders in telemetry and tracking.
Ironically, the trackers are in the DuckDuckGo Tracker Radar. So DuckDuckGo can't even claim ignorance. I mean, there's no way they could claim ignorance anyway, but it's like embedded in their data set, which is like, this is a tracker and here's all the places it's used. It's just, it's pretty bad.
It feels like this should be bigger news. Like a lot of people, I have family members that were like, oh, I'm being more privacy conscious. I'm using DuckDuckGo on my phone.
Oh,
I understand it's not that big of a deal, but it is at the same time.
It's not that it's not that big a deal, but it's a very niche thing. So the number of people using DuckDuckGo is relatively small compared to other browsers, the share of the browser market. And as we know, the number of people paying this close attention to tech security news is tiny.
But if you go and look at the, it's still being picked up by mainstream tech news outlets because they've kind of seized on the kind of the embarrassing aspect of it.
Right. Sure.
The Focus search engine has been caught with his knickers down.
But even mainstream tech news are John, of the people who said they're interested in this, and you told them to point to DuckDuckGo, how many of them are following Bleeping Computer daily?
None, of course. Well,
right.
Bleeping Computer isn't exactly, the creme de la creme of news sources. Anyway, that's for a different day. None.
We need a counter for that too.
None are reading tech
days
news.
Since John mentioned crypto, and days since we shit on Bleeping Computer for no reason whatsoever. They're totally fine. We just can't help ourselves.
Just their name, it just pops. I hear their name, and it's just instant attack.
So let's just want to read out a little bit for from his response, right?
Okay.
So, this is just about non-DuckDuckGo and non-Microsoft sites in our browsers where our search syndication agreement prevents us from stopping Microsoft-owned scripts from loading, though we can still apply our browser's protections post-load, like third-party cookie blocking. And then he goes on, we'd also been tirelessly working behind the scenes to change this limited restriction. I understand that this is confusing because it is a search syndication contract that is preventing us from doing a non-search thing. So, he kind of fesses up, but still tries to downplay it. It should be along the lines of, we know this is wrong. We're trying to fix it. We're sorry. That should be it. But he's a CEO.
No, but they're not trying to fix it.
They say they
would have fucking fixed it already. How long has this been going on for?
That's the real question to me is A,
we're sorry we got caught, is what they're saying.
B, what other contractual obligations exist? Who else are they paying? That's iffy. And there's no list published anywhere. There's no DuckDuckGo going, hey, here's who we can't block.
This is so sad.
When your idols fall.
Going on behind the scenes all this time is oh, guys, really? I understand there's business, there are business reasons for this, but I bet you the contract doesn't say that they can't publicize it. It just looks bad.
And imagine how much better the take would have been if they announced this.
Yeah.
Our search engine isn't good enough. We need Bing. This is the drawback.
Yeah, they
accept this.
They have this kind of persona of being totally upfront and really honest, really kind of we're in your best.
You just shot it dead.
Is that better though, John? I don't know if that is better.
To come out and say that this is happening?
To say that it's happening, but that it's happening because our search engine isn't as good and we have to use Bing.
I would understand.
Then why not just use Bing?
Understand. Well, okay, hold on. Wait. Because Bing probably God knows what else is on there. But also, my point is the fact that and Bing doesn't do everything else that DuckDuckGo does protect a user from. This is one case that we know of now. But if they came out and they're like, we're new, Bing and Google have been crawling the web for how long? 30 years? We can't match that. We need to use their data, and we will do so in the most ethical way possible. This is what we agreed on. And we're telling you because we want you to trust us. And now that trust is gone, and DuckDuckGo is on the shit list.
I'm not sure I completely agree, because I think that going into too much detail is maybe not necessary, but just fessing up front is what definitely I agree that they should do that.
Was this a story we got from I Am Pie Test?
I think, yeah. Well, I mean, I knew about it internally at work beforehand. I don't know why I didn't suggest it as a thing for us. I think
either way, regardless, I Am Pie Test, we should follow him.
Yeah, thank you. I Am Pie Test. He's I Am -Pie -Test. It's a
underscore.
It's a funny nickname. Is it
hyphens or underscores?
Underscore on the Twitters. Yes. Sorry, buddy. Yeah. No. He's got some interesting things to talk about.
Yeah, so anyway. Active member of our Discord community, which I mentioned for no particular reason, but if anybody wanted to join us, you're invited to. The link's in the description below. Also, incidentally, below the video, very close to the invite link for Discord, are like and subscribe buttons. You know, if you were so inclined.
Cut.